Hogwarts Legacy has released almost 2 years ago now, and it has been quite an adventure that this game has brought us. Being able to journey through the halls of the Hogwarts castle, explore shops in Hogsmeade, and traverse through caves and dungeons where you can come across some of the creepiest creatures and monsters to combat. I rather enjoyed Hogwarts Legacy. It gave us a lot of the things that we really wanted out of a game exploring the world that we were first brought in with the Harry Potter films. Now, WB is cashing in all on this franchise now with putting a lot of their resources into the follow-up. That is always great to hear, and I am very excited to hear about what we might get in the sequel. With this video, however, I do want to essentially create a wish list of things that I would really hope they decide to do with the follow-up. If there are things that I do not mention on this list, please, by all means, bring them up in the comment section down below. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and get right onto my list. Starting off at number 1, give us a new hero/villain. I really do not want to follow up on the story of our previous character from the first game. I'm sorry, as much as I enjoyed this game, the story that was built for our character is just not interesting enough for me to want to continue their story. I would rather much the game take place either a few years later or still maybe have the effects of the first game still carry on, but I would like to create a new character to explore their journey and perhaps this time go through all 7 years of their time at Hogwarts. I don't think you need to spend a whole lot of time going through each year, perhaps speed through most of the first few years of the game and spend a lot more time when you officially become a young adult. I think that what you can do is, when you decide to create your character, is have their look be officially made for what they will eventually turn into by the 7th year, and the game's AI or whatever can figure out what your look is going to be based off that for the first few years until you eventually get to that 7th year. And please, give us the option to have facial hair. I was growing a mustache when I was like 11 years old. I should be able to have a fully grown beard by the 7th year of Hogwarts. Number 2, give our character more speaking lines. When looking back at Hogwarts Legacy after not playing it for months since it came out, I can barely remember having any significant moments where my character actually gave off any emotion. This is certainly a fault of not allowing our character to speak often. They either just stared, nodded, or gave expressions on their face, which I am not entirely against having silent heroes because some of the best games out there have that. It's an issue where they do have our character speak, just not enough. So it just feels like they are teasing us of what we could have, but don't. Number 3, let our actions have consequences. So many times that I have been inside the castle past curfew and never got in trouble once. You should have to sneak around at night or have to try and use magic to get around, just like how Harry Potter did with his magical cloak. I've said some of the worst things to the students throughout my playthroughs, and never at all did the NPC's perception of my character ever change. They all acted the same, and I could get away with murder, which you literally do in the game. You have access to what's called ancient magic, which can obliterate enemies, but you are still looked at as the new student who goes at Hogwarts. Give me detention, take away points which can affect us from winning the House Cup. Hell, if I commit murder and get caught, put my ass in Azkaban. I shouldn't be out here learning all of the unforgivable curses and allowed to roam these streets. I am a menace to society. Number 4, allow us to actually become evil. This goes hand in hand with number 3, but I want this emphasized. There 100% should be a morality/honor meter of such that can make us start leaning into becoming either the hero that Hogwarts needs or becoming the worst thing since Voldemort, or what inspires him, considering that this is all a prequel to Harry Potter, but you know what I mean. You never felt the effect of your actions of using the unforgivable curses and making horrible decisions. The mere fact that this game advertised that as such is an insult because after playing the game just felt like a bold-faced lie at that point. Number 5, more spells. We already have a slew of spells that were available to us in the first game. Now all you just need to do is expand upon that and give us more of what we can do. I don't think that there should be any reason why any spells from the first game should be missing in replacements for new ones. Just give us all the spells on top of additional ones that we can learn. I understand that they probably wanted to put their development team focus on the spells that you can do for the first game and get them just right, which is understandable, and not take years just to keep making more and more spells. You put out the first game, we loved it, we enjoyed the spell list, now just give us more of that. Number 6, give us Quidditch. Now, we all know why there wasn't Quidditch in the first game. That's because they were already making a separate game entirely for that to cash in on. It just hurts to explore the castle grounds and see the stadium knowing you won't be able to do anything with it, which is pretty dumb. Number 7. Do not let characters or things around you start repeating the same stuff over and over again. Whenever you go to Hogsmeade or fast travel, you would hear some of the same repeated lines over and over, which got old so quickly. They even made mods for this on the PC to turn them off, which is crazy. Number 8. Have real companions. The best thing about the Harry Potter movies was going on the journey with not only just Harry Potter himself, but his 2 best friends along the way. I feel like that this game was missing that touch. Maybe you don't need 2 best friends, perhaps maybe just at least one that you can choose from a number of the characters in the game to help you get through missions and be someone you can go to throughout your years at Hogwarts. Have that connection with someone throughout your story. Number 9. Make the game rated M. Now, this isn't something that's necessarily needed. I think you can still do a video game that's rated T, but like I said, I want to be able to do things that would put me in Azkaban. Perhaps when you do get into Azkaban, that can be a way for either the game to be a game over screen or even start a new pathline where you can break out and even go further into your dark side as a wizard. Now, my idea with that is you don't even get this opportunity until you are in your later years of Hogwarts, because it would be a little weird being a second year performing Avada Kedavra on teachers or students. Now, I know why they wanted this game to be rated T, and that is 2 things. 1, the Harry Potter series was nowhere near that violent to the point where the movies needed to be rated R, so a lot of their audience is in that age range. 2, being rated T also helps them get more sales because then teenagers don't have to worry about their parents not getting them the game. But that to me just feels like a bunch of crap also, because with the amount of games out there that are rated M are some of the best selling games of all time, like Elder Scrolls, Grand Theft Auto, and Call of Duty. So being rated M should not hurt their sales at all for as long as the game is actually good. Number 10. This isn't actually something I don't think the game needs. The first game didn't have it, so I have no fear that this follow-up will either, but this is to make sure that we don't get an online multiplayer mode. The game doesn't need it. The game as single player is fine as it is. I think that if they were to do a multiplayer mode, it would just take away from the development team working on how well they can make the single player be, which is what I am here to play. I have enough multiplayer games that I can play in my library. Hogwarts Legacy is not one of them. Perhaps if they bring Quidditch to the sequel, then I can understand them doing multiplayer for that, but I doubt it considering that this game exists. Well guys, that is my official list of 10 things that I think Hogwarts Legacy 2 needs in order for it to be great. I have faith that the follow-up is going to be just as awesome as the first, with hopefully some of these new additions that we spoke about today, because then it would just make it even greater than the first one. If you guys wanted to see some things included in the sequel that I forgot to mention, definitely bring them up in the comments down below. My name is GameLife7. If you are new to my channel, I do video game reviews of both retro and new titles. I have officially 90 video game reviews on my channel if you wanted to check them out in the playlist that I have at the end of this video. Please subscribe, comment, like, thumbs up, do whatever you guys can to support this channel, and I will see you guys next time in my next video. Peace out.